The aim of human life is to unite back to God. It has been said that what does it profit a man if he gains the possessions of the whole world and loses his own self? We can gain the possessions of the whole world, but if we are not realizing God, then it's no use of doing all these efforts. When we get salvation, we are back with God, then we are free from sufferings. There is no tension, no worries, and life is blissful. So when we are with God and we merge in God, then we are always blissful and never has any feeling of suffering. But that stage is reached when we have completed life in this world and it is after death. But we can have the same advantage by living in this world while we are with God. After that, it is God absolute with whom we have to merge. And in the world, it is God manifested in form of God-man, that by being with Him, we can be free from sufferings. The question is how we can reach that stage that we are free from sufferings and we are with God. In Gita, it is said very clearly that you forget everything, the theory, the religion, and anything, and you surrender to me, Arjun, then you will be saved. The gist of all religions, in one word, is that we are with one God. So when we are with God, then we are free from sufferings and we have happiness in this world. And we can imagine how wonderful such life will be. And the question is how we can have that stage that we are in this world and we are with God-man and we are free from sufferings. Sometimes we feel that stage, but it is momentary, and afterwards again we are in this world thinking and suffering, because suddenly we start thinking about the worldly things and we give priority to them, and then our attention is withdrawn from God and is with the worldly things. So I give you some points how we can have our attention continuously with God-man without being disturbed by worldly things. First of all, we should understand the advantage of being with God-man and not worrying about the worldly things. Because with our intelligence we start thinking that, oh, it's okay, God-man is there with us, but we have to do our worldly duties also. This is our intelligence which is creating that difficulty. One such intelligent man went to Master and said, oh, you are teaching people to worry about God, to worship God, and you are never telling them their duties about this world. And Master thought that that man is very intelligent, so he handed him over a piece of paper and pencil and asked him to write 0 on this sheet of paper. And the man was writing many zeros on this sheet of paper. Then Master asked him to read what he has written. And he said, it is all 0, what I have to read in it. Then Master asked him to put 1 in front of all the zeros in the left and asked him to read, and then he said, it is a big figure, how he can read it? And Master explained him, it is the same condition. We can go on doing everything. We can have riches of the world, we can have possessions of the world, we can have enjoyments of the world, but they are of no use to us if we forget one God. And if we have that one and we are not having the worldly things, then we are not losing anything. So we must remember that having all worldly things are not going to make us free from our sufferings and worries. More we have, then we have more desires for them, and there is no end to the desires. And if we are not having them, then we are not missing anything, because we have God and that makes us happy, and all these things are for our happiness. So first we should put this in front of our eyes, our goal that God first, world next. It is easy to say, but it is very difficult to follow in practice. Master used to say that you give importance to meditation over 1,000 your other duties. But if we see our life, then we see we have importance for everything, and we say we are busy, so we have no time for meditation. Even enjoyment, seeing TV, going for a walk, and enjoying other worldly things have priority over meditation. And he used to say that we should have priority for satsang over 100 other important duties. But if we see we have priorities for everything but not for satsang, even people think, oh, it is sunny day, it is nice to have sun, and we go for a walk, satsang we can hear it afterwards even by hearing tape. And even many people are neglecting satsang for many other reasons which are of no use. So if we say that God is first to us, so we should have priority for meditation and for satsang. Leave everything aside and do your duty to God first. And the second thing is, Gita says, always remember me and do your duty. You shall certainly attain me if your mind and intellect is with me and ever focused on me. So God, man, is telling us a way that you can do your duties, worldly duties, but you have your attention with Master. Master used to say, have your hand with work and your attention with Master. But then someone will think if you are not having attention with work, then work may become bad. But it is not so, because when we have our attention with Master, then we are getting divine revelations or inspiration which is making us perfect in work and in wisdom. So when we are starting to do something, you remember Him, and then you are cared and you are inspired by Him. And the third thing which is disturbing our attention to Master is the results of our actions. And the fear of the result is always creating difficulty with us. We forget that everything is preordained. In Bible it is said that every single hair of our head is counted, and every action we are doing has its preordained result. So when we know that result is preordained, then why we worry for that? And God has preordained it. If we want some change in it, then we can refer it to God that He can look into the matter. Then it's no use to worry and to try ourselves, but leave it to God. When we leave it to God-man, when we surrender ourselves to God-man, then we are saved, because He is omniscient, omnipresent and omnipotent. So He knows everything. We have not to tell Him. Sometimes if we use our own intelligence and want to tell Him what we want, we can make mistake. My Master used to quote one example that one man came to him and asked for help for his daughter's marriage. And Master asked him to dictate all that he wants. And everything which he wanted was arranged and was sent to him. Then he was using all those things, but in the end he found that there was only one shoe instead of pair of shoes. Then he came running to Master and said, oh, you have done everything very nicely, but you have given only one shoe instead of two. And then Master gave him that list that you read out what you asked, and it was written there, one shoe. Then Master said, it is your mistake, not mine. Whatever you ask, I was giving you. So when we ask God or God-man for something, we can make mistake because we don't know even what we want. Our attention is divided, it is not concentrated. Moreover, we are not knowing what will be in future. Then the question is, why should we put our intelligence in between? We leave everything to Him and He will do what is good for us. And the question is, why He is doing everything what is good for us? And the reason is He loves us. He has been sent by God to love His beings and to take them back home. He is doing everything what is good for us. He is not forgetting us. We may forget Him when we are in difficulty, but He is not forgetting. Rig Veda 1:28-7 says that He gives us divine revelations in life struggle. He is giving us divine revelations and every inspiration and help with the divine revelations in our life struggle. And Master was quoting about one instance from Mahabharata when Draupadi was forgetting and was suffering in the hands of enemies, but when she was calling Krishna, then she was helped. And then Lord Krishna explained her that you were suffering because you were asking for help from those who have no power to help you. We always forget when we are in difficulty. So best way is you remember him before starting anything so that you are not missing that part and you are not suffering. And the next thing is that he is easily approachable. He is residing in this body besides our soul. Maybe you have somebody easily approachable on telephone, but when you want to contact, maybe he has disconnected it. But he is so easily approachable that you have no chance to miss him to approach. And the sixth thing is that he is fulfilling God's will. Sometimes during this procedure we may feel unhappy or unpleasant, but ultimate result will be good. So we must never be disturbed by these temporary things that we have to suffer or we are in difficulty for a moment, because it is very temporary phase. And the next thing is that he is designated to do that duty. God has allotted him some souls and he has to take them all back to God. I know in 1972 once people were congratulating Master on his birthday, and he said, I don't feel happy with your congratulations because I will feel happy when all my children are passing the examination. When we are perfect, then it is happiness to him. Sometimes we are misunderstanding by thinking that who is for spiritual things and what care to do with worldly things. But in Vedas it is said, he is our father, he is our mother, he is our friend, he is our brother, he is our wealth and virtues, and he is our Lord, the Supreme Lord, all in all. So when he is with us, we don't need anyone for anything. Then we don't need any other thing. But I may warn you one more thing. He is jealous God. He is not liking that we put anybody else equal to him. When we put anybody more importance or priority, then he says, yes, you first finish that job and then we will see. Jesus Christ said, one who loves his father and mother more than me, he is not worthy of me. And in the end, one thing I tell you, that he is everything to us, even he is as a personal servant to us. In Vedas it is said he is our personal servant and he does everything for our happiness. And Kabir has said the same thing, that God is running after me and asking what I want and he is ready to do that. But it is for those who take him as personal God and are not divided between many. So if we want him to be for us, then we love him with all our might, with heart and soul, and forget everything else. And you see, then you never suffer in this world for anything. And then we can feel how blissful the life will be after salvation. So we need him only one, and then we have everything of the world. Thank you very much.